All right, guys, welcome to part number 2 of turning a lead into a client for your commercial cleaning business. If you have not watched part 1, click the link below. Go watch that video first because I'm going to talk about a lead coming in to setting the appointment. Now, obviously, there's a reason why we have a part 2. Setting an appointment is just the first step. The second step after setting the appointment is, of course, going out and giving a proper walkthrough. There is plenty of YouTube videos on YouTube of people teaching and actually doing it live regarding the walkthrough. So you can go watch those videos regarding what questions to ask on the walkthrough, what type of proposal, how should you bid. On top of that, if you would like any free content, for instance, bidding and quoting, sales, generating leads, you can go ahead and click the link below. There's free resources on our link tree with a bunch of free content that we've created ourselves or brought on very successful cleaning owners and partner up with them to create it for you guys so you guys can grow your business. Okay, fun fact, you might be just a couple of videos, books, programs, knowledge, advice, tips away from exponentially growing your business. Because the reason why you're at where you're at within your business is because who you are. You're lacking the knowledge, the belief, the experience. So you got to go out there and learn those things. And I appreciate you guys showing up for part 2 here because I'm going to cover exactly what to do after you go through the walkthrough to higher your chances of closing the deal. Okay? Now, after the walkthrough, you either get a yes or no right there. My ultimate thing when it comes to B2B sales is if the person's ready to make a decision, help them make the decision right there. And how do you know if the person's ready to make a decision? You ask, okay? One thing I've always learned within sales and I recommend you guys do after giving the walkthrough, even though you know they might not say it today or make a decision today, you still ask, right? ABC, I'll break this down for you guys, ready? Always be closing. Your ultimate goal as a business owner is to bring in revenue, bring in new clients for your business. Because if you don't, your business will plateau. You need cash, you need money to be able to take care of your employees, to take care of yourself and your family, take care of the bills, the expense, taxes to Uncle Sam. So if you don't close deals with the leads that you're getting in, then you're not going to be able to grow it. Now, what do I mean by always be closing? What I mean by that is ultimately when you're talking to a prospect on the call, in person, or at the end, you have to keep the close in mind, which is your ultimate goal at the end of the day is to do a business transaction with this specific prospect. Hey, Mr. Prospect, if I get a proposal over to you within the next 24 hours, can I get a decision within the next 72 hours? You're asking when ultimately the decision maker can make a decision on the proposal. So you're not left with the unknown. And the reason why I say always be closing is because that's a closing question. That it's asking somewhat for the sale. That's not directly asking, hey, can we sign the paper today? That's just asking, hey, after I provide what I need to provide, when are you ready? So I know, right? And your ultimate goal is to get the deal closed as soon as possible. The longer you wait for this person to make a decision, the longer they have to think about why they shouldn't go with you, right? So the ultimate thing is always be closing. Now, let me break down what to do after you do the walkthrough. So, of course, you go home and you draft up the proposal, right? You figure out the price, and then you draft up a proposal, and then you give it to them. Give them, okay? You don't send it via email. That's a mistake a lot of people make. We have clients of ours, students of ours, members of ours that literally go home, create the proposal, send it to the prospect, and wait for the prospect to come to them. That's like sending a piece of paper and a price away and expect the person that you're talking to justify that price. That's not gonna work. You never close any deals. We have clients that got 10 plus bids out, quotes out, and didn't close a single deal because then we found out that they sent the email or they sent the proposal through the email. You give them the proposal. The ultimate thing is after the walkthrough, you go home, you drop the proposal, and your ultimate goal before you leave the walkthrough is figuring out when the next time you can either get on a Zoom call with that prospect or an in-person meeting with that prospect to go over the proposal. You let them know very simply,
hey, Mr. Prospect, great meeting you today. What I'm going to do is going to go home and I'm going to draft up the proposal. But after I draft the proposal, we don't send an email. We actually want to meet with you one-on-one. We can do it over Zoom if we can't meet in person, or we can meet in person. And the ultimate reason why I want to sit down and talk to you is because I want to answer any questions that you have. And if there's anything regarding the price, we can negotiate sitting down in person. And also on top of that, if we were to send an email over, I don't think it would be the best for us to do business that way. Is it okay if we set up a time to meet in person or do a Zoom call to go over the proposal where I can hand give it to you?
Okay? And if they don't want to, walk away. It's not worth it. You're not gonna close the deal anyway. If they say, no, I want to read over email, you let them know, hey, that's not how we do business, right? The last thing I want to do is if you were to move forward as a client of ours to do just to talk over email. I want in-person stuff. That's the relationship we want to build in the front end. So if there's any problems in the future, we talk about it in person, not over email. Okay, so if they don't want to do it in person, walk away from the deal. It's not really worth it. You're not going to sign it anyway. So after you give them the proposal regarding meeting with them, right, you're going to have to get a decision. So here's the thing. Not the best speller. What I'm trying to tell you guys here is after you give it to them, after you give them the proposal, you have to ask for the sale. Right there and then. Hey, Mr. Prospect, great. So we went over the proposal. Do you have any questions regarding the proposal? If they say no, cool. Can we go ahead and get this signed and moving forward? Ask for the sale. They say no, I have to do this. There's an objection that's going to come. If the objection comes, you agree with them, you acknowledge their objection, and then you give them an answer. So the person goes, hey, I
still want to talk it over with a few members of our team here before I make a decision.
Hey, I totally understand. I think you should do that. When do you think you'll be able to get back to me with an answer after talking to them? Or when do you think you're going to talk to them?
I'm going to be talking to them tomorrow.
Cool. So awesome. You're going to go ahead and talk to them tomorrow. Can I expect a decision by tomorrow? The end of the day tomorrow?
Yep, you should.
Cool. Awesome. Perfect. I'll go ahead and put that on my calendar, Mr. Prospect. Also, Mr. Prospect, before we go, why do you have to talk to your team? And now you get a little bit deeper into the reasoning behind it. Okay? Separate video for objection handling. But the ultimate goal is drop the proposal after you do the walkthrough. Before you leave the walkthrough, make sure you figure out a time where you guys can either meet in person or do a Zoom call where you can go over the proposal with them. So give them the actual proposal. Don't send it to them. Don't email it to them. Don't text it to them. Right? Don't fax it to them. Give it to them in person or over Zoom. If it's over Zoom, share your screen with them. Send them a copy and then share the video or the Zoom video with them. Or like I said, you can send them a copy, but make sure you guys are on Zoom. Have that face-to-face connection. You can read their body language when you're in person to know if they're really interested or what's the problem. You can't do that by just sending them an email and sitting back and just relaxing. Not going to work. Nobody's going to go out of their way to call you. Okay? And then ask for the decision. Always be closing. So always be closing. Always ask for the deal. Always ask for the client to go ahead and make a decision. If you don't ask for business, you'll never get business. Okay? Don't be scared. It shows confidence that you want to work with them. Okay? After this is done, same thing as part one. You have to nurture the lead if they say no. If the lead says, hey, not right now, we're going with somebody else, it's not game over. It's just now the game is taking a little bit longer. Okay? So it became where now you have to start nurturing the lead. That's like sending them emails consistently. That's texting them again. Friend them on Facebook. Friend them on LinkedIn a little bit more. And just understand it's a long-term game. Let me give you an example. This is why it's so important. You get a lead. Let's just say you work with somebody and that lead cost is $100. But that quote that you gave out was $2,000 a month. But you didn't sign it. But they say 6 months later to follow up with them. 6 months later you follow up, you get the deal. Now you have a $2,000 a month contract for $100. It just took a little bit more time. Right? In that process, you also nurture more leads. You also had more leads coming in. So your business is compounding and growing. And that's the beautiful part about the commercial space, is you're compounding your contracts as you grow. Drop the proposal after the walkthrough. Make sure you set a time with the prospect so you can give it to them or go over it with them on Zoom. And then from there, you ask them for a decision. You ask for the close. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, click the like button. If you want to go ahead and subscribe for more videos like this on growing your commercial cleaning business, click the subscribe button below. Comment what you think about what we went over in this video here. And if you guys are looking for an extra 60 leads within your commercial cleaning business in 90 days and having us come on board to help you build these back-end processes here, convert a lead into a paying client, you can go ahead and schedule a time with me down below to see if you would qualify for any of our program to work with you. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.